The last song on the record is a song called Neon Rust. And in my mind, when I wrote the album actually was meant to finish with Modern Ruin, because here was a song that was definitively about the end of the world, and how could you have another song after that, you know? And what happened was, we had finished writing the album, and then I started writing this song which I'd called Wasteland, and the title was all wrong. It wasn't, you know, the lyrics are in there. You know, there is a line in there that says you don't belong in this wasteland. And the song is all about my daughter and how terrified I am about the world that she's going to grow up in. But how important it is for me to try and be there for her the best I can through all of that, and show her what's important, and teach her what's right and wrong, and show her what is just and what is unjust, and teach her to stand up for what she believes in. And it's kind of written from this perspective. I mean, everybody has a different perspective when they hear this song. My wife cried the first time she heard this song. She said that she imagined our little daughter in a Terminator wasteland. And it made me laugh, and then it made me upset, because that was kind of what I was envisioning when I was writing the song. But it was all about her inheriting this ruin that we're making for her, not just in the world, but in, you know, the relationship that my wife and I were having at the time. You know, we were going through quite a lot of hardship, and I felt like there were parallels in this with, you know, what I was seeing in the world, and the world that I was directly creating for my daughter that she was going to grow up in. She doesn't know anything about bombs. She doesn't know anything about war yet, and she will. What she does know about is the war that was going on inside our house, you know, which we were protecting her from. But it was important to me that this record comes afterwards, because it's supposed to be listened to as like an ethereal dream state. It's my worries, obviously, but there are also things that should never be vocalized. As a man, as a father, as a husband, you're supposed to be, you know, society teaches us we're supposed to be a provider, we're the hunter, you know, and sometimes I just don't feel like that. Sometimes I feel scared. Sometimes I feel incredibly insecure, and sometimes I don't know if I'm the one with the spear or the one who's having a spear thrown at him. And I think in that moment, it was important for me to write a song to my daughter that could explain exactly how I was feeling. And that is that, Mercy, I love you, and sometimes Daddy gets scared. And that's life. But ultimately, what happens at the end of this song is a defiant line that states, we do not belong in this wasteland, and you do not belong in this wasteland. And I stand by that. Like, this world is ours, and we can make whatever we want from it. And when the record finishes in a cacophony, if you've got it on a loop, which you should have, it perfectly enters back into the first song of the record, which is Bluebell, which is all about my dog and how amazing she is, and how wonderful it is to be alive and have the opportunity to see my daughter play with my dog, their best friends. And yeah, that's what this record's about.